Hello, kamusta? My name is Rando and welcome back to yet another Transformers video review. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Dark of the Moon Mechtech Deluxe class Decepticon Crankcase. Yet another figure slash character from the third installment of the Michael Bay Transformers movie. And this particular guy right here is also known as Crankcase, who is part of the three-man Decepticon group called the Dreads. For those of you who are not familiar with the Autobots and Decepticons, let me simplify it for you. Autobots, good guys that want to save Cybertron, save the universe from the Decepticons, and they protect humans. Then we have the Decepticons who want to overthrow the Autobots or kill the Autobots and have Cybertron for themselves and probably the universe itself as well. But stepping that aside, let's talk about this particular figure right here. So Crankcase appears in the first scenes of the movie during the memorable highway battle scene, which has, I believe, so many reused footage from other Michael Bay movies. But this particular guy right here appears from the first scene, as I was saying, and he's part of the three-man Decepticon group called the Wreckers. The fuck? Psych, they're called Dreads. And as far as I know, the Dreads are actually the counterpart for the Wreckers, but they're not engineers, I think. They're mostly bounty hunters for Megatron. I'm not really sure about that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But these guys were on the hunt for Sentinel Prime in the first scenes of the movie for the Decepticons to capture and use for specific reasons throughout the movie. And their primary goal is to kidnap Sentinel and get rid of the Autobots. And as for this guy's vehicle mode, as you can see right here, it is actually very screen accurate. A very cool looking Chevrolet Suburban. I'm not really sure if this is a Suburban, correct me if I'm wrong. And as you can see right here, it appears as the same color as it was in the movie. Monochromatic black with that transparent headlight, that Chevrolet logo right there. You cannot actually see it, but there we go. It's not painted on. And then we got these warning lights right here, or siren lights if you would call them. I don't even know if siren lights are a thing. So we got here, and then we also got a set of painted tail lights right there. Again, for a monochromatic vehicle mode, this guy doesn't actually seem that bad, and it is very screen accurate. I love the overall design of this vehicle. It is true to the movie and true to the real life design. And as for gimmicks, this guy doesn't actually have any gimmicks whatsoever, except if you consider these holes on top of the roof, you can include the Mechtech accessory, which, in my most humble opinion, it's not actually the best weapon integration system of all Transformers figures. Now I'm gonna be honest here, Mechtech figures are undeniably funny looking because of the weapon integration system that they have for vehicle modes.
What is that?
But even then, for its age, I still adore the overall concept of the Mechtech line. Weapon gimmicks, cooler transformation gimmicks, and even so, screen accurate somehow. But yet again, I wish there have been a way to integrate this weapon system much cohesive and much cleaner into the vehicle mode. But yet again, no use in complaining. The Studio Series line exists, and I'm not entirely sure if there is a Studio Series figure for Crankcase. But yet again, you can actually just pick up the what's the name of the character again that's based on Crankcase's design in The Last Night?
I'll suck your brains.
Yeah, whoever the hell that guy is. But again, the gimmick that you're only going to get from this weapon is this. You can pull this back, and if you let go, it springs forward back to its normal position. Before I actually forget, there is also a very faint print-on of a Decepticon logo on the sides of the car, but yet again, due to age and mishandling when I was a child, the paint is slowly fading away already, which is kind of unfortunate because it makes this guy even more evil than what he is supposed to be, even though the movie didn't give him justice, you know, making him run in a highway for a couple of kilometers and then just getting wrecked by Ironhide and Sideswipe. So in terms of robot kibble, this guy's kibble is all stored underneath. It's not all that bad, so don't just store the vehicle underneath because You're not a complete psychopath, are you, to do that? Are you? Speaking of robot kibble, it is obvious that this guy actually transforms. Okay, so first you want to do is actually pull the grill like that in front and pull this part in the back, which is the roof and the sides of the car, just like so, and pull these down. Then split the legs open just like that. Not actually split, it's just pull them back like that. And for the arms, just come on, tab out. There we go. You pull it to the side and then swing it forward just like so. Do the same for the other arm as well, and as you can see right here, I've already pulled the head off. So before actually closing anything in, there are tabs right here that if you just wanna give a little press or push, it should tab in just like so. And as a part of the top of his head, just set these arms aside, and I'm sorry if it gets darker, out of focus, you know what I'm saying. Pull the head down like that and then swing these horns to the front just like so. If you're wondering why the dreadlocks are not here, I'm gonna be talking about that sooner or later. Now here's one of the things that I actually kind of hate about this figure. You see this crotch right here, there's a slit right there and a tab right here that's supposed to be holding the crotch in one piece, which is all good, but then you get to transforming the legs and sometimes the tab's like that and it gets kind of annoying, and I guess it might be due to age, that's why it's not tabbing into place as I expected it to be, but yet again, not a deal breaker that much, just stick it in there. As for the leg transformation, just turn this thing around, and as you can see right here, the push, give a little push, the push, what the hell am I even saying? Okay, so as I was saying, for the leg transformation, just push these, okay, I actually want to give a little support for these tires, because you can see right here, it's in a very thin plastic and you don't want to break that, so just give it a little... God damn it! So doing the tires, all you gotta do is push it inward like so and then fold it up and then point the toe out, and then this part of the back of the trunk, just slide it in just like so, it doesn't tab in. And now you have both legs for Crankcase. And as for the arms, it's very simple, just twist the side panels of the car just like so, and make sure that it doesn't get in the way. Fold these tires in, bend the elbows a little bit, and then point the fingers out. Do the same for the other arms as well. After doing that simple transformation, you have Crankcase in his robot mode, and I gotta say, it's not fairly screen accurate. I mean, his head is a little bit too big compared to his body, and there's too many gaps that I would expect from a deluxe class figure that is representing Crankcase, but yet again, this is an older figure, no use in complaining, go get the Studio Series. So apparently this is the Studio Series Crankcase according to what Google said. Not really sure about this, go look it up yourself. But this guy right here kinda gets his on-screen appearance. And unfortunately, as I was saying, he's missing his trademark Predator-inspired dreadlocks because, yeah, I broke it a long time ago, and unfortunately, the plastic that they use for the both of the dreadlocks are kind of very fragile. So be careful not to break it when you have this figure because it will leave him looking like a bald Predator. And speaking of Predator, one of my most favorite aspects about the Michael Bay Transformers line is how they gave the Decepticons a very alien and very demonic kind of appearance in the movie. Although they deserve more than just bland characteristic features, and they deserve personality. Taking notes, Michael Bay? Oh wait, he left the franchise already, no use in complaining. But as I was saying, this figure is still good enough to represent his character from the movie. But again, for a deluxe class figure, most of the compromises are usually stored in the back. But yet again, this is an older timey figure, so the engineering has some kind of limit and kind of compromise to follow, since Michael Bay's Transformer designs are very complicated, and Crankcase is not an excuse. I mean, just look at his concept art. It's kind of ridiculous to translate that into a figure. I mean, the mechanical detail is pretty cool and all. I mean, it is overall present in the figure, but the transformation engineering is just what the fuck worthy. Let me tell you about that. It's just WTF. And as for this figure's gimmicks, the light piping on the back of his head works pretty fine as much as Topsin and Road Busters. The red on this guy actually looks pretty cool, but due to poor lighting in my room, I'm not going to be able to show you that, but sooner or later I might provide a picture of that. So as for this guy's articulation, these horns can actually spin 360, but due to transformation engineering compromises, it cannot do that. It can only do that snapping action. His head can weirdly spin in an angle 360 degrees until you lift it like that, and no, it still looks kind of stupid. Shoulders can move, has a double joint, so it can move that high, so that is mostly because of the transformation, but that is pretty cool to be honest. Both of his shoulder parts can actually spin, but it's being limited by these car kibble that is present in the vehicle. The elbows can bend so tightly, which is pretty much impressive. The hands are in a hinge joint, and one complaint about this. I've noticed that in the Mechtech box, this guy's middle finger is actually pretty long. I guess because due to safety guidelines for the children who are apes when it comes to these kinds of figures, Hasbro was like, fuck it, just trim down the fingers. We don't want any kid losing their eyeballs because of a small figure. Moving further down, the waist doesn't have any kind of rotation, ab crunch, or arcing back, so it really kind of disappoints me after that Topsin review. But the thighs can actually kick that high, which is pretty decent for a deluxe class figure. The thighs are on a ball joint which can kick that far, which is pretty much decent for any deluxe class figure. The feet doesn't have any kind of ball joint, so you don't get any pivot or swivel. The toe can somehow point, but it just looks stupid, so So as expected from a deluxe class figure, this guy's posability is not that much to ask for, but it's pretty decent enough for a very cheap deluxe class figure. But due to Topsin's overall engineering, I wish Hasbro did the same for this guy, but hopefully in the Studio Series, it has a much better articulation. As for this guy's accessories, the only accessory you get with any Mechtech deluxe class figure is the weapon, which can awesomely transform like that. Ooh! But yet again, just any deluxe class Mechtech figures, the weapon doesn't lock in place, so yeah, you're stuck with that. And as you can see, there is these holes that you can just peg the weapon in there, and it seems he's holding it for a pretty good time. It doesn't fall off, and this figure is actually pretty much solid. It isn't floppy, and very impressive for an old figure. Oh, I almost forgot. Size comparison. And for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna reuse some Topsin footage for this guy's size comparison. Another deluxe class figure, that is the Decepticon Crankcase, review coming soon. But with a twist. And here we have Crankcase side by side with, I forgot what sideswipe figure this is, but this is from the Revenge of the Fallen. I'm gonna look it up soon. And of course, the high-grade Universal Century Moon Gundam. As for the overall verdict of this figure, all I can say, I would give this a 6.5 out of 10. Again, it's not a perfect representation of the movie character, even though there's not actually a character to begin with. He's just a robot that gets wrecked by Ironhide seconds in the movie.
Decepticon punk.
And he's not that much of an appealing deluxe class figure, probably because I was spoiled by Topsin's articulation and build quality. But again, he's not a pretty bad figure. He's still good in any way possible. But again, I wish there's been more perfection than there was. Enter the Studio Series line, no use in complaining. But again, as I was saying in my past video, if you are a fan of Dark of the Moon, go ahead and pick this guy up. No one is stopping you. But yet again, spend your money wisely, or else, you're gonna get into a financial crisis. So even though he's a deluxe class figure, for his age, he's still pretty much worth it for me at least. But yet again, as I grow older, I'm kind of like, this guy doesn't even look as accurate as the show. But yet again, the Studio Series is there. If you want to pick your own Mechtech Deluxe Crankcase, well, good luck finding one, because it's nearly impossible to find one of these guys in the market online, because they're already out of stock and Hasbro has already stopped producing these kinds of figures. So again, if you did enjoy this video, go ahead and leave a like, Share this video to your friends, or leave a comment, engage with my videos, please. And if you don't subscribe to my channel, I'll make sure your kneecaps will entirely disappear or reverse from your legs. And as I was saying, my name is Rando. Go ahead and click the notification bell for more videos like these. And I'll see you guys in the next video. So, see you around. Paalam! Probably one of the coolest aspects that Michael Bay actually gave this guy is that he's a Predator-inspired character. I mean, don't get me wrong. From the quadruple eyes, well, not technically the quadruple eyes, the Predator only had 2 eyes. From the horn to the jaw and the dreadlocks, I would say that the designer for Crankcase is actually, or might probably be, a Predator fan. Because if you take a look at the dreads from the movie or from their concept parts alone, they kind of look like Predators. So Josh Nizzi or whoever designed this character actually might love the Predator franchise, and it actually looks pretty cool for the dreads, but yet again, the characters have personalities too in the original show, Michael Bay. I'm very thankful you left the franchise. Also, the Transformers universe of Michael Bay doesn't actually love giving the Decepticon too much lines. I mean, you got Topsin, he's an Autobot, but he has no lines, and then you got some of the Decepticons who are probably not even major, and they mostly give them alien language. What are you? Are you racist, Michael Bay, or something? So this next figure is kind of a big confusion for me because it is somehow screen accurate, but where the fuck are his blades? This is not Sideswipe.